First reading, Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 1 to 15, 60, 63. The word of Yahweh was addressed to me as follows: Son of man, confront Jerusalem with her loathsome practices. Say, the Lord Yahweh says this: by origin and birth you belong to the land of Canaan. Your father was an Amorite and your mother a Hittite. At birth, the very day you were born, there was no one to cut your navel string, or wash you in water to clean you, or rub you with salt, or wrap you in swaddling clothes. No one looked at you with pity enough to do any of these things out of sympathy for you. You were exposed in the open fields in your own dirt on the day you were born. I saw you kicking on the ground in your blood as I was passing, and I said to you as you lay in your blood, Live, and I made you grow like the grass of the fields. You developed, you grew, you reached marriageable age. Your breasts became firm and your hair grew richly, but you were stark naked. Then I saw you as I was passing. Your time had come, the time for love. I spread my cloak over you and covered your nakedness. I gave you my oath, I made a covenant with you, declares the Lord Yahweh, and you became mine. I bathed you in water, I washed the blood off you, I anointed you with oil, I gave you embroidered dresses, fine leather shoes, a linen headband and a cloak of silk. I loaded you with jewels, gave you bracelets for your wrists and a necklace for your throat. I gave you nose ring and earrings, I put a beautiful diadem on your head. You were loaded with gold and silver, and dressed in linen and silk and brocade. Your food was the finest flour, honey and oil. You grew more and more beautiful. And you rose to be queen. The fame of your beauty spread through the nations, since it was perfect, because I had clothed you with my own splendor, declares the Lord Yahweh. But you became infatuated with your own beauty, and used your fame to play the whore, lavishing your debauchery on all comers. But I shall remember my covenant with you when you were a girl, and shall conclude a covenant with you that will last forever. And so remember and feel ashamed, and in your confusion be reduced to silence. When I forgive you for everything you have done, declares the Lord Yahweh. Responsorial Psalm, Isaiah chapter 12 verse 2 to 3, 4, 5 to 6. Look, he is the God of my salvation. I shall have faith and not be afraid, for Yahweh is my strength and my song. He has been my salvation. Joyfully you will draw water from the springs of salvation, and that day you will say, Praise Yahweh, invoke his name. Proclaim his deeds to the people, declare his name sublime, sing of Yahweh, for his works are majestic, make them known throughout the world, cry and shout for joy, you who live in Zion, for the Holy One of Israel is among you in his greatness. Gospel, Matthew chapter 19 verse 3 to 12. Some Pharisees approached him, and to put him to the test they said, Is it against the law for a man to divorce his wife on any pretext whatever? He answered, Have you not read that the Creator from the beginning made them male and female, and that he said, This is why a man leaves his father and mother and becomes attached to his wife, and the two become one flesh. They are no longer two, therefore, but one flesh. So then, what God has united, human beings must not divide. They said to him, Then why did Moses command that a writ of dismissal should be given in cases of divorce? He said to them, It was because you were so hard-hearted that Moses allowed you to divorce your wives, but it was not like this from the beginning. Now I say this to you. Anyone who divorces his wife, I am not speaking of an illicit marriage, and marries another, is guilty of adultery. The disciples said to him, If that is how things are between husband and wife, it is advisable not to marry. But he replied, It is not everyone who can accept what I have said, but only those to whom it is granted. There are eunuchs born so from their mother's womb. There are eunuchs made so by human agency, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves so for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Let anyone accept this who can.